Begin with the arrest of former Illinois police officer Drew Peterson being held this morning on $20 million bond. He was picked up late Thursday in the death of his third wife, Kathleen Savio, and will be formally charged later today. Weekend Today's Amy ROBACH is outside the courthouse in Joliet, Illinois with the very latest. Amy, good morning.
Natalie, good morning to you. And that's right, Drew Peterson is being held on that $20 million bond here at the Will County Jail. He was arrested late yesterday without incident near his Bolingbrook home during a traffic stop. He is scheduled to make a video court appearance later this afternoon at 1:30 Central Time, where he will face a 2-count indictment for murdering his third wife. Drew Peterson finally behind bars. The former police sergeant was arrested late Thursday after a grand jury issued a 2-count indictment against him for the 2004 murder of his third wife, Kathleen Savio.
He cooperated with officers during the traffic stop and was taken into custody without incident.
At first, Savio's death was ruled an accidental drowning, but after Peterson's fourth wife, STACY, went missing, Savio's body was exhumed in November of 2007. A new autopsy concluded that Savio had been drowned and that the death was a homicide. Word of Peterson's arrest was welcome news to the Savio family.
We're hoping that this will be the justice that we always wanted and always knew that we could have, and hopefully that my sister can rest in peace.
The news also brought joy to supporters of Peterson's still missing fourth wife, STACY, a 23-year-old mother of 2.
We're just happy for the Savio family. We always said that STACY and Kathleen had one thing in common, and that was Drew Peterson.
Despite living under a cloud of suspicion, Drew Peterson seemed to welcome the media attention that came with his notoriety, repeatedly denying any involvement in STACY's disappearance or Savio's murder.
Can you look me straight in the eye and tell me that you had nothing to do with the death of your third wife, Kathy, or the disappearance of your fourth wife, STACY?
I can look right in your eye and say I had nothing to do with either of those incidences.
In an interview just last February, Peterson and his then-fiancée talked with me about the prospect of an arrest.
Somebody throws you a lemon, you make lemonade with it. You just do what you can. My peace of mind comes from knowing my children will be okay.
Police removed Peterson's young children from his home and placed them with the Department of Children and Family Services. Peterson has asked that they be allowed to stay with his oldest son. And in typical Peterson fashion, as he was being led into police headquarters in handcuffs, he reportedly said, "I should have returned those library books." By the way, Peterson remains a suspect in the disappearance of his fourth wife, STACY. Natalie, back to you.
Amy ROBACH in Joliet, Illinois. Thank you, Amy. And earlier I spoke with Peterson's attorney, Joel Brodsky, and asked him about Drew making those jokes upon his arrest and whether his client was taking the charges seriously.
He takes it very seriously. That's just Drew's way of reacting to a stressful situation. He always has reacted to stressful situations with humor and wisecracks. That's just his nature. He obviously, it's almost impossible not to know how serious this is, and it is a very serious matter, and he understands that.
So what is your client's defense in the death of Kathleen Savio?
That's correct. You have to remember that Drew doesn't have to prove his innocence. The state has to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. He passed a polygraph exam regarding Kathleen's death, and that was administered him by a very eminent polygraph examiner. Look at Drew. This is a very probably circumstantial case, a weak circumstantial case at best. Drew has, was accounted for all his time during the period of time that Kathleen died. The scenario of him doing this is basically almost impossible for him to have accomplished.
And again, that was Drew Peterson's attorney, Joel Brodsky. And coming up tonight, Dateline NBC is devoting a full hour to the Drew Peterson case. That's tonight at 9, 8 Central Time, right here on NBC.